Star Wars.
The Last Jedi!
Let them know.
It's The Last Jedi.
What are your thoughts?
Episode 8. So, if you haven't seen it, I wrote a post about this on underpaidgamers.com.
What?
Published it. It's out there on the eWeb.
Underpaidgamers.com.
Yep, check it out. And I have some predictions, some thoughts. I read up on other people's predictions and thoughts too. It is, and probably my favorite reaction to The Last Jedi was Mark Hamill's. Because he did an interview like the day that
People
it
keep
dropped.
talking about that, but I don't know.
And he talks about, essentially he likes it because it's simplistic and it's not like convoluted. Yeah, The Last Jedi. It's very straightforward, to the point, but it could mean a lot of things because Jedi could be singular or plural, which is what people have been arguing about online, about what it actually means. My prediction, which is probably what most people are predicting.
I have a fan theory that is my favorite, and we'll talk about it after you talk about your obvious prediction.
Yeah, my obvious prediction is that Luke dies in this movie.
I think that's way too obvious, and that's not going to happen. I'm on the complete opposite side.
Okay.
I don't think they're... That's like giving it away in the title.
I know.
Or maybe Luke's just not that big of a deal anymore. In which case, I agree.
You hate Luke Skywalker. I don't know why. Either way, it makes sense to me, storytelling-wise, for it to be called The Last Jedi, for it to start, because in this, first off, in the scroll of The Force Awakens, it references Luke as The Last Jedi.
Him The Last Jedi.
So
and Yoda calls him The Last Jedi.
Sure. So it's like a continuation of all that. So at the beginning of the movie, he's the Last Jedi. He trains Rey. They are the Last Jedi. At the end of the movie, Rey is the Last Jedi. So it kind of like is the theme of the entire movie. You see moving.
What's
through.
Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren is not a Jedi.
He a Sith? Is he just kind of a rogue? Rogue 2?
No, he's not Rogue 2. That'd be Wedge Antilles.
All right.
He's I don't know. I would probably call him a dark user. I don't know. A fallen Jedi, maybe.
Ooh.
He's not a great Jedi.
Did he use any Sith powers in Force Awakens?
I don't know if
really?
I don't know if we consider the paralysis thing.
Oh.
Because he uses the paralysis thing in Rey, and he also stops the blaster bolts, which we've never seen either of those before.
That could just be forced. That could just be like using the Force.
So we don't know. We didn't see.
If his only sin is killing somebody,
his father.
I mean, what was Luke gonna do? Right? Luke was gonna kill his father. Right? Right?
He just cut off. He just cut off his hand.
I mean, he was gonna go for the kill.
He didn't though. Because then he stopped, and then he was like,
yeah,
he looked at his hand that was robotic, then he looked at his dad's that was gone. Oh. So what am I being? And then he threw away his lightsaber and chose the light side.
I guess.
I'm a Jedi like my father before me. That's what he says. And he's like, oh, you will die. Really, the only Sith Jedi powers that we see in the movies
Force lightning.
Is Force lightning. So, I don't know if that's a good...
Force choke?
I guess.
Although that's not specific to...
Right. I'm sure a Jedi could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would consider him Sith, even though it's not said. Or just a fallen Jedi is probably the most accurate. Mm-hmm. But
so he could be a Jedi then, right?
Well,
it's in his name, Fallen Jedi.
I mean, I think being a fallen Jedi makes you something else.
I have a fan theory that I took off of Reddit.
Okay.
I'm not making it my own, but I got it on Reddit.
But you like it.
I like it very much.
Talk to me. What is it?
So he broke down the title, which is obviously just 3 words, The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, last could be a synonym for previous, correct?
Sure.
And Jedi could be short for, I mean, it goes through the singular plural crap, but it could also be short for the words Jedi Order. So the title could mean the previous Jedi Order. And I texted you this.
Such a stretch.
And
I didn't know what you meant over text.
Well, I'll tell you right now. And he points out that in both Rogue One, with them going back to the first Jedi Temple, or whatever that desert planet is, and in Luke Skywalker going to the first Jedi Temple out in the boonies,
right?
And Kylo Ren being so obsessed with Darth Vader.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff pointed to the previous Jedi.
Sure.
And the previous Jedi Order. So maybe The Last Jedi means the previous Jedi Order. In which case...
Then what's the movie about?
He also thought that Snoke could have been from the previous Jedi Order.
And now he's the last Jedi.
And now he's coming back.
Oh!
And what
Mace Windu!
And what they mean by the last Jedi is just that. The previous Jedi Order. Not a specific person. But someone from the past that is super strong, I would assume.
Mace Windu.
I mean, probably not.
We've talked about the Mace Windu theory. It's real.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Anyway, I like that theory more than just everyone's
the obvious
gut assumption of, oh, Luke's gonna die.
But I mean,
that's just too obvious. If that's what happens, I'm gonna be so ticked. That's so obvious. Just call it the death of Luke Skywalker. That would be a cooler name.
I disagree.
I don't. Obviously, I just made it up.
So I don't know. I think there are a lot of mysteries in Star Wars right now that there are really obvious answers to, and we'll see if they make it creative or not. Like who's Rey's parents, which we've talked about so many times before. The obvious answer is she's a Skywalker.
No.
The better answer is she's an Antilles.
Yeah. No.
Or a Kenobi.
You tricked me.
See what I did there? So anyways, yeah, that's our update, I guess, on the Star Wars universe and what's going with that.
I like my theory more.
Believe me.
If you agree with my theory, comment below. If you don't agree with my theory, stop listening right now.
Stop! No! If you agree with my theory, which is the obvious one that's probably going to be truth.
Too bad they already stopped listening.
Heart it, like it. They did not stop listening because no one agrees with you. They all agree with me. Because I'm the reasonable one. There it is.
Listen, there's so much stuff pointed back to the first ever Jedi stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that they're bringing up the past in this upcoming movie and how the Last Jedi Order could very much be about the previous Jedi Order, which would be so sick.
I don't know. I mean,
like before Obi-Wan, before Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's just harkening back to 1, 2, and 3, that sucks.
No. Way before,
like the original Jedi.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I would be fine with that.
Sick.
To get some origin crap going in.
Yeah.
Because that's just something we've not seen,
Jedi.
right? Because like the Jedi are so mysterious. Like especially because in Episode 7 they brought back in like how the Force is kind of like with some people and without. No, that's not canon anymore. Apparently, that's the only thing in the movies that's not canon anymore.
How does that work? How do you take something from a movie and say, "Oh, we're wrong"?
You release a book, it has it in there, and then it's like, "Oh, that's not true."
That's old.
I don't know. That's what I read. I read that online. That's not canon anymore.
Information.
So it's probably true because the internet never lies.
It's like when we thought the world was flat.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, like we thought it was this.
We thought it was,
but now we know.
Now it's just mysterious. This. So, I would be cool with them getting into the origin, and I hope we get a lot of lore out of this. That'd be fun.
You're all about that lore.
I am all about the lore.
The Lord. That song.
Oh,
the girl Lord that sings really weird. She has a song about chipping her tooth on a diamond.
That one?
No, that's Shine Bright Like a Diamond.
Whoops.
Copyright. So we done talking about Star Wars? You want to keep going?
I think we're done until we get more updates, all year long, and we're going to be talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, when are we going to get this trailer?
I don't know. I was really hoping we'd get a trailer drop soon.
Already?
Like,
maybe once Rogue One is out of theaters?
Yeah, which will probably be another month, knowing how Star Wars does. I went and saw Star Wars Rogue One, or Episode 7, like, 3 times, like, within, like, 2 weeks of it coming out. Then I saw it for a 4th time, like 2 months later with my brother.
Still in theaters.
It's still in theaters. So we'll see. I mean,
Star Wars Episode 7 is the only movie I've bought in the past 4 years.
Yeah. For good reason. For good reason.
For anything.
I'd guess that they'd have a trailer drop in the first quarter of the year because they're probably going to do 3 trailers.
You think?
I mean, that's what they did with Episode 7.
Did they?
I think so.
But do they need to do 3 trailers? Everyone already has Star Wars on the mind.
That's true. I mean, do they need to do any? No, probably not. But to pump up the hype, yeah.
Wait, so what theory do you have other than just Luke's going to die? What's going to happen?
So
what's going to go on here? We already have the best Star Wars theory planned, which is they're going to war,
right?
And there's 2 people on this side, there's 2 people on that side.
Right. We already. Do we remember what episode that is?
You had to listen to all of them. I have no idea.
One of our episodes we put out.
Maybe it's the Star Wars fan theory episode.
I think it is actually. I think that was it. We made the rest of the movies for Disney. We made the best storyline for them.
We did.
So if you want to go listen to that one, I think it is the Star Wars fan theory episode. So my prediction is that obviously Kylo. Again, I'm doing obvious ones. Kylo Ren kills Luke. Kylo Ren's also going to destroy Rey. She's not going to die. She's going to get out of there. But with the theme of the
that's literally the theme of Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly, that's what they're doing. They're going with the themes of it, not necessarily.
So boring.
Not necessarily word for word the same.
I mean, that's pretty much word for word the same. Darth Vader destroys Luke in Empire Strikes Back.
True, except for this time it's his pupil who's destroying him, and Darth Vader destroyed his master in Episode 4. It seems to me that it would make sense. Like A New Hope was like essentially copied and pasted for this one. well, I don't think they're going to copy and paste Empire Strikes Back because it's totally different, but it's not different really. They're not going to copy and paste it, but I think it will be darker, and I think that's been confirmed. So I think Rey, like for Kylo to be a good bad guy, he has to become stronger. Rey, without any training, like whooped his butt in Episode 7. So like,
why did that happen? Just because he got shot by Chewie?
Yeah, he got shot by Chewie, and so he was like bleeding, which you see him like punching his wound, so he'd get angry and get more power. But either way, like he's got to get revenge back on her because he's supposed to be more powerful, and I think he does a good job playing a bad guy, and he's not Darth Vader. He's not that scary, which we saw in Rogue One. Holy crap, that scene was so cool. He's so scary. Either way, now I'm like way off track of what we were talking about. So Kylo's gonna kill Luke. He's gonna defeat Rey in combat. She's gonna get out of there somehow. I predict this movie will not do as well as Episode 7 in terms of ratings.
Really?
I think it's gonna be more controversial because of the darker tone, and because it's not gonna be copy and pasted as much from the original.
Wait,
trilogy.
so you think?
Because the nostalgia's not going to be there.
No, you just think that Rey and Luke are going to be off training somewhere and Kylo Ren's going to show up?
No, I think they're going to confront him. And I think we're going to get some sick action scenes with Mark Hamill and Rey probably defeating a lot of the Knights of Ren, which I think we're going to get in this new movie. We're going to get to see all of them.
Yeah.
Or at least a portion of them.
What's Finn up to? What's Poe Dameron up to?
They're going to be doing stuff with the Resistance. They're going to be doing the political stuff behind the scenes with Leia. So I think we're going to get two stories the whole time. That side, I mean, kind of what we said in our own fan theory of what
the political stuff was the worst stuff in the prequels. So they're doing like Black Ops stuff.
Yeah, like I think the First Order's going to be trying to strike back at them. See what I did there?
What?
Empire Strikes Back. So they're going to be like helping out with that while Rey is off training.
Maybe.
And then
The Last Jedi is in contrast to the First Order. Maybe that's something people haven't thought of yet.
I didn't think of that.
Ayo.
I mean, it makes sense that they'd be opposites.
Yes.
So, and the Knights of the Ren are like the elite force, I guess, or they're the religious wing, or I don't know they're the mystical people in there. Like the Jedi had the clones a long time ago.
Yeah.
They had their own armies. The First Order has the Knights of Ren who have their own armies.
I guess so.
I don't know. I'm interested to see if they bring it. I read one theory that was interesting. I wonder if they're going to keep with Jedi. Like, if the Jedi Order is going to stay a thing. Like, what if Luke is the last Jedi and he decides
What if Luke's not a Jedi anymore?
Well, I mean, that could be it.
Luke just gave up. What if Luke was never a Jedi?
He was a Jedi. That's easy. He's a Jedi Knight, at least.
What does it take to become a Jedi? You have to make your own lightsaber?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
In the movies?
Yeah. In a deleted scene, you see him do it. But
how do you make a lightsaber? Kyber crystal inside of a
plastic
tube?
Yeah, essentially. There are parts to it. It's in... If you really want to know, it's in Clone Wars. You can watch the cartoon and see it.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. So that's
I'm an adult. I don't watch cartoons.
Okay. Anyways, some people say that maybe Luke sees the Jedi Order as part of the problem or something, and so he decides not to teach her as a Jedi.
To disband the Order?
Yeah, and the idea being that Rey will be a new type of Jedi, a new type of, like, Force user that's not tied to being a Jedi, but would be more of like a neutral... kind of like what like a gray Jedi is kind of what people are saying, but that wouldn't really describe it well because it still uses Jedi in the name. But some sort of different type of order, because seeing the Jedi Order is like failed, and so this is the last chapter of the Jedi because he's gonna choose for it to stop. By
committing suicide, movie's over. Psych. Yes. There's no episode 9.
Psych. You found him. The next scene is the beginning. He just takes his lightsaber back and goes, and does himself over, and then he falls off the cliff. And then Rey's like, "What?"
All right.
Okay.
That's the movie.
It goes back to Leia. Your brother's dead.
Well, that'll be easy for her. Because she won't have to be in another movie.
Yep, I guess.
I mean, she wouldn't have to.
This would be awkward. Okay. Either way, those are some of my predictions. I don't know if it's gonna do as well as 7. I think 7 had so much hype around it, and all the nostalgia was there.
I think there's gonna be hype around this once the trailers come out. We just haven't seen the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of these are preliminary.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is coming out soon.
Yeah, that looks good.
I don't know what to think about that.
I'm excited. I like the first one a lot.
Let's talk about the main topic.
Let's do it.
So, to get into this, I was playing Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. I was playing